Hello, hello, and welcome to the program Talking to Food Safety Professionals. My name is Dr. Jenny Lynn James, and I'm a food safety professional with over 25 years' experience in the industry. And joining me today is Dr. Donna Garren. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Jenny Lynn. It's good to see you.
Thank you. And Dr. Garren is the Executive Vice President of Government Affairs at the American Frozen Food Institute. So happy you could join us today.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Now, Dr. Garren, please tell us how you got started as a food safety professional.
How did I start as a food safety professional? It's kind of a windy road. I started off like many in the science area that, I wanted to be a medical doctor
Yes.
and I said, not sure I really want to do that. And was exposed to food. I'd already taken a lot of science courses, biology, microbiology. And I wanted something in that area, but I
Yes.
was exposed to a food science class and kind of fell in love when I was at Clemson University. And they have this where you have to minor in something other
Okay.
than, so I chose the food safety route where I chose a minor in microbiology. So it just worked out really well.
Yes.
And then I went on to grad school at University of Georgia,
Yes.
and they have programs that help with your kind of your next step after grad school. If you want to get in the industry or you want to go to another university, depending on. And I knew that after 6 years of grad school, I didn't want to do bench work. I did not want to be, that person where I had to rely on um, teaching. I did teaching in grad school, and I was like, yeah, nah,
No
I
teaching.
think
No
I'm more
more teaching.
suited
Okay.
to industry and using my skill set there. So, at that time, University of Georgia had a resume book basically that they would put out in different trade press and trade
Okay. Yes.
journals. And happened to be that our um, common employer in our past, Boskovich Farms,
Yes.
was seeking a food safety professional. I just kind of, most of the positions that I've had kind of just fallen in my lap, and it just kind of
Ah,
has, I just say yes to things,
yes.
and it's worked out really well.
Excellent. Excellent. So tell us about some of the roles you've held over the years.
Okay. After Boskovich Farms, and it was a really unique organization, family business, multi-generational. And I came in the late 1990s, dating myself a little bit. And that's when food safety in fresh produce was taking off.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of expertise in that space. I happened to work with E. coli 0157H7, so that was the pathogen of concern at the time. So it just worked out really well that I was able to, help start develop the industry's good agricultural practices in relation to food safety, working with different trade associations. Western Growers was one, and then United Fresh Fruit and Vegetable
Yes.
Association. And I became involved in some of their committees.
Mhm.
I have always been one that likes policy work.
Okay.
And, so I got a job working for United Fresh Fruit and Vegetable
Yes.
Association doing regulatory policy, mainly in the food safety space,
Mhm.
because that was the hot topic at the
At the
time.
time, yes.
And trade associations are really trying to lean into that. And then you either in trade association world, you either love it or you hate it. And I tended to love it because it offers, I think, for a professional like us, the best of all worlds. Because I do like research. I just don't like to be the person who does it. So I'm still able to help, develop research proposals, work with academics, to make sure that research is done, work with agencies to make sure particular research is funded. And it allows me to work with the academia community also for training
Yes.
and support. And then clearly, when you work for a trade association, you're the basically extension of their regulatory, food safety, and sometimes legislative um, arm of their company.
So what
I
other
feel
trade associations after United, which other
I worked
associations were?
for National Restaurant Association.
Yes.
So at that time, again, these kind of things kind of just fall in. They were having the first really big spinach related outbreak, and it was really
Ah,
impacting food service. So they really needed someone. There was a change in leadership, so I went to go, and I was in charge of their food safety and nutrition program, and also their
okay.
training program in Chicago, which most people know is ServSafe. And still getting to a new trade association, bigger trade association, bigger dynamic in regards to membership.
Yes.
And then I decided I wanted to do something different. I worked while I was at National Restaurant Association um, with the Global Food Safety Initiative in regards to
Ah,
providing some expertise.
yes.
Fell in love with the person that directed it and her mission and what she wanted to accomplish, to reduce the audit burden. So I became their North American representative.
Ah,
And then immediately got an offer from NSF International. So they offered me, kind of going back to my original fresh produce roots, of a business they acquired that was
okay.
auditing for fresh produce, auditing and
Okay.
consultation.
Yes.
And so it really kind of took me back to my early days.
Yes.
Um, and I helped with the transition because, again, it was an acquired company, and I made sure that the transition into NSF moved smoothly.
Yes.
And then somebody from my past from United Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Association, who he at that time, when I was working there, he was with U.S. Apple Association. It's a very
Okay.
small community
Yes.
in
Yes. We got
DC.
to know everybody everywhere.
And several people, he was looking for a replacement for, the head of regulatory affairs and for the American Frozen Food Institute, which at that time he was CEO of AFFI. And um, just, several people recommended me. He knew me, and just, I did an interview again. See, it all seems like it's all falling in my lap, but it is one of those things that regardless of what trade association you work for, the members to me seem very much the same. They rely on you, you help
Yes.
them, that you're a support network for them. So it's been ideal. And I miss doing policy work because at NSF and at GFSI, you couldn't do policy work. They didn't lobby or
Okay.
do
Right.
anything or educating. So I really miss that. So, it's kind of fast paced in regards to the policy world here in
Okay.
DC. So, trade associations where it's at.
Very good. Now, what do you see as some of the food safety challenges? What are affecting the industry at this time?
I think for small and medium sized companies, the
Yes.
challenging part, because it does tend to be, I would say that, larger companies, both in the fresh world, but also in manufactured goods, they're well versed in all things regulatory and food safety. They have, whole staff assigned and dedicated to that.
Departments for this.
But
Yeah.
for small, medium-sized companies, I think for them it is still challenging just to understand what regulations they need to comply with.
Okay.
And there's no, I think, malice on their part or even ignoring rules. They just aren't aware of them, So I think
Okay.
it's a lot of time it's that element of the unknown that hopefully trade associations can fill that gap for them. Um, and at times when they learn that they aren't compliant, they come to us and say, how can we get there
Yes.
from
Yes.
there? So it is, I would say, challenges right now are related to FSMA implementation, of
Oh,
Food Safety
really?
Modernization Act
Okay.
implementation. Culture is still kind of a undefined word for most of like really what is food safety
Food safety
culture.
culture, yes.
Traceability is becoming a huge, huge issue. Um, and I think right now we're seeing kind of a shift between microbiological food safety within the agencies to now, because of the MAHA movement, to more of a chemical type of approach, and
Really?
seeing that that is a
Okay.
bigger risk factor. So I think that's a huge challenge
Yes.
for companies. And to me, sometimes it's a distraction from the real risk, which is uh,
Ah,
microbiology type
well, they
risk.
might be going hand in hand, but we'll see.
We'll see. You would hope, but the states are kind of going kind of crazy. So,
Yes, and then, well, we have lots of students um, who may be studying food science or food technology. What sort of
mhm.
advice you could give to them, in terms of even subjects they should focus on and during and after school, gaining employment experience?
Yeah, I would say don't make the mistake I did and just audit food law. It's an important one, particularly if you want to do the work that I I was like, take as many classes as you can in regards to um, something that really is strongly interested. Again, I didn't think I would actually be doing food law and
Okay.
regulatory work, but keep your keep your options open by taking,
Ah,
a variety of courses.
yes,
And,
yes.
again, my academic advisor, he kept reminding me, since he taught food law, I see, you should have taken my class for real.
Yes,
Um,
because most
and I would
people
say
might go
after,
ahead.
it's continuing to realize that you need to have education. And hopefully you'll be with a company or an organization that will foster that need to get further education,
Yes, yes.
be in a position where that further education can lead to new training opportunities. I became a trainer of trainers, so I think it's um, making sure that you're a forever student.
Yes, I agree with that. I do courses all the time and take exams, even after working for many years in the industry. So forever a student, but it leads to new opportunities
It does. It does. And
continuously.
it helps with you don't realize how much it can help with your day-to-day work as well.
Yes,
So, yeah, and it leads to other opportunities, like I said, that I
very
wouldn't have
good.
realized.
Well, thank you so much, Donna. That's all we have time for today. I sincerely appreciate you coming on the program and good luck with your future endeavors.
I
And
appreciate it.
thanks
Thank you.
again. Please hit the like button, like our video, and remember to subscribe to the channel Food Safety Smart so you can be notified every time we interview another amazing food scientist. Hit the subscribe button.